about that. That was my fault. I have muted you all. And the reason I've done that is because we're about to begin. And we have a full program tonight, and we have quite a few guests from Africa, Europe, Faith and Justice Network. So you're very welcome to this, the first of our webinars for the year. We normally run 3, and we have entitled this one, Hope, Not Fear, Practical Actions to Tackle Racism and to Promote Hope. And we thought that in this Jubilee year that there is, we're being called to be pilgrims of hope, and maybe somehow in this particular webinar we will find that there is hope despite some of the difficulty that's out there at the minute. So we're very, very grateful to you all for attending, and there are quite a number of people, as I said, ready to speak to this evening, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. So the very first thing I'd like to do is I would like to introduce Sister Bridget Corrigan, who's an MMM sister who has prepared a short reflection for us this evening. So Bridget, whenever you're ready, if you'd like to share your screen and then unmute yourself, and you can begin. You'll need to unmute, Bridget.
I don't see my document.
Okay, not to worry. What I will do then, Bridget,
you can start it.
I will do that for you. I will start it for you. Now, can you see that?
Yes, we go back a bit. Go back to the beginning.
Yeah, I'm going to go up to the top for you. Give me 1 second now. This one here, and then I'll start. You. So whenever
you'll enlarge it.
Like
That's
this.
Right. So I will welcome everybody gathered here. We're going to start our webinar this evening with a few moments of focusing. And Brian will move the slides on. So yes, Brian, continue. So we walk on the uncertain ground of conflicts, famines, bewildering politics, and inequality. In the days ahead, let our support and hope for others and for those who are suffering come from the words of Jesus to guide our feet into the way of peace. Yes. And we'll do this through looking and hearing the words of the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. These Beatitudes and the words of Jesus are always new and revolutionary. Jesus challenges us to take seriously his approach to life and to decide which path is right for us and leads to true joy. This is the great challenge of faith. So with these words in mind, we go forward to the proceedings of our webinar, In the Way of Peace. Thank you.
Thank you indeed, Sister Bridget. Thank you indeed. That's very kind of you to have prepared that for us. We're very, very grateful. So I want to hand over now to Sister Mary Delargy, who's going to outline for us the purpose of the webinar this evening and tell us a little bit more about who exactly are AEFJN, the Africa Europe Faith and Justice Network. So Sister Mary, if you will unmute, we would love to hear from you.
Sorry, Brian.
That's okay. Go ahead, Mary.
You're very welcome to this seminar. As fear and division grow, how can we respond with hope and practical action in this Jubilee year? When we hear that term far right, it's kind of an umbrella term for a lot of things. But I discovered that one definition was that it's persons or groups who hold extreme nationalist, xenophobic, homophobic, racist, religious, fundamentalist, or other reactionary views. So it's an umbrella term that covers a lot. And when we look around, especially in Europe, we see examples with results, say, for example, of the recent German election, when 1 in 5 votes was cast for the AfD. And then what's happening in Turkey, where the actual opposition candidate is being imprisoned at the moment. And Marine Le Pen, a far-right president of the National Rally Party. And coming a wee bit closer to home, Nigel Farage with the Reform Party in the UK. So no doubt during the webinar, we'll hear about examples of what happens with far-right groups and their tendency to focus on newcomers here in Ireland. Picking on minorities to blame them for being different, that's what happens. For lowering wages and raising levels of crime is a standard far-right tactic increasingly familiar across Europe.
Can't get it down.
So we're going to explore, first of all, why do people move? Laura will speak to that. And then the highlights, we look at the Irish Network Against Racism, and Berta will speak to that, the rise of the far right here in Ireland. And that's a very dark picture in some respects, but maybe we'll see that there's good news. And what people in Ireland are doing to challenge the far right. So we'll hear from Naomi from the Cork Migrant Centre, and then Kevin will speak to the schools at Sanctuary. So the purpose then is to look at both sides of the situation and see where can we walk through this with some hope in this Jubilee year. So you're welcome to the webinar. Okay, Brian.